this is a human story. This is not just a story about the women of Iran. It's a story of justice, of rights, and emotions.
In this path, they sacrifice their freedom. They are students, teachers, mothers, daughters,
lawyers,
doctors, activists, journalists, wives, and sisters.
Rooyan+, which is the organization that's sponsoring this program, was committed to making sure that we collect the stories of the women of Iran. A series of stories about women who work, women who are at home, women who are religious minorities, ethnic minorities, who have children, who don't have any children, a whole collection of stories of the lives of women of Iran.
And that's why I, as well as many other youth, decided to serve the less privileged children in our homeland. Concerned with the low literacy rates and conditions of the children in and around Shiraz, we decided to do something to address this problem. So we first started a small project in a poverty-stricken suburb of Shiraz.
To be able to show more than just the newspaper report of what's going on, to hear from the mouths of these women, from their own writings, from their own sharing of their lives, what is their perspective, as opposed to those of us who are outside of Iran to come in and look, make a judgment, and present that judgment to the public. So as part of this process, we decided that one of the stories we want to share with the public at large, the story that many don't want to hear, is why are so many women, so many incredible women in prison in Iran? I'm not talking about criminals or drug dealers. I'm talking about women who are major contributors to their families, whether it's inside their home or outside, to the well-being of society.
Be free, pray free, live free, let me finally, Zendegi, Zendegi, Azadee.
Today, many of Iran's greatest and brightest women are not at work or at home, contributing to the development and advancement of their family, community, or country.
They can be found behind prison bars, deprived of their fundamental human rights.
The government of Iran wants the world to forget about them, but we will not forget.
We will not forget!
These women are behind bars because they envisioned a better life for themselves and their families. They are behind bars because they dared to struggle to advance equality, justice, and a better life for the people of Iran.
Actually, on purpose, selected young people to tell the story, and it didn't matter to us whether they were, had experience in Iran or not.
We will celebrate them, and we will not forget. We will not forget!
In telling your stories, we will not identify their names directly for fear of further persecution. But you will be able to know them by their stories, sacrifices, and struggles.
It is our hope that through these stories, you will be inspired to raise your voices
And to not let the world sit silent as these precious lives are interrupted
by arrest,
tortures,
imprisonment, and executions.
In other words, when a 10-year-old stands up and speaks on behalf of the Kurds, a 10-year-old raised in America, she has much more power to touch the audience than anyone else you can imagine.
If you do, raise your voice.
Raise your voice!
You will send a message that Iran's women behind bars are not alone. And while they have led instructed lives, they have served as examples of strength, passion, and determination.
Because if a 10-year-old can understand that this is an injustice and we have to do something, and the 10-year-old is the future of our world, then we have no choice but to stand up. some of the people behind bars, some of the women, are activists. That's a fact. So one of our stories is about an activist who was actually an attorney that represented the activist. We have religious minorities in prison. So we focused on the Baha'is, the largest religious minority.
This program spread to other localities in Choral, and more students enrolled. The tutors were both Baha'is and Muslims, working together to make a difference in the lives of these incredible children, the children of Iran. This program continued until May of 2006, when 54 Baha'i and 10 Muslim tutors were arrested and taken into custody. What was our crime? Our charge? By August, we were all officially convicted of offenses against state security. 4 of us were sentenced to 4-year prison terms in Evin. We were already set to serving 3 of the 4 years. I am Noora, Razavi, Elahe, Sara. I am one of them. I am one of you.
We have ethnic minorities in prison. So we thought, let's cover the story of the Kurds in Iran.
You will send a message that the world is watching and the world will not forget.
Will not forget.
Will not forget. Will not forget.
Will not forget.
Will not forget.
Will not forget. Will you forget?
So, but yet, even though they're such great contributors, they no longer can make that contribution because they're behind prison bars. And in this process, we decided to tell the story of not just 1 or 2 women, but collect a series of stories, but make them kind of anonymous. In other words, because there's so many women, we didn't want to just pick 1 or 2. We put a bunch of stories together, and from that drew out a narrative.
I am Azadee, Mariam, Royal, June. I am one of them. I am one of you. I'm a young woman from Iran. I have a passion for sports, especially football. As long as I remember, I long to enter the stadiums where Persepolis plays Established or Sepahan plays Bangladesh Shiraz. The excitement, the energy, the screaming at the top of my lungs, the cheering for my team, and, oh yes, heckling the opponents.
And finally, we have this young generation who are excited and want to live life and aren't necessarily activists. They just want to be. They just want to go to a soccer game or a football game. They just want to be free to wear what they want to wear or hang out with their friends and express themselves. And that was the 4th category of the young women, the youth of Iran.
To see my children grow up. I want to be free to help those who may need my assistance. I want to be free to share my gifts with the world. Take that and never forget.
So we thought one way to make sure that the people feel some of what the women behind these prisons are feeling is to make it come to life. And the best way we thought would be through theater.
Tonight they will tell you their story so that you may raise your voice. Raise your voice.
Raise your voice. Raise your voice.
Raise your voice.
Raise your voice. Raise your voice.
Raise
your voice.
When you're just reading something, you can stop in the middle of the paragraph. If you can't take it anymore, you can put it away. But when you're sitting in an audience and the character is talking to you and is saying, listen to me, don't forget my name, you can't just get up and leave. You're forced to sit there